Good morning, everybody. It's Kylie here from Hello Crafter, and this is day 4 of my 12 days of Craftmas. It's getting easier to say each day. I'm a little tired and a little disorganised because it was my team Christmas party last night. Well, I don't really need an excuse, do I, to be a bit disorganised, but I was prepping most of the day for that yesterday, and it finished quite late. It was really fun, but I kind of left most of the tidying up. I did all the washing and the dishes and everything, but I left tidying up the craft stuff till this morning. So it's part done, but I made sure I got everything that I needed back in here for today, hopefully. So if I go running off somewhere, you'll know it's because I've left it in where we used it last night. But good morning. It's lovely to be here again. Doing some more cards for you today, quite simple ones. I've done this project a couple of times, so if you are a regular of mine, if you come to any of my events, you may have done this card already, but I think it's such a fun one to do, and I am going to try, if I've got time, to do like an alternative version of it as well. So thank you all for all your comments yesterday and on the previous days. I really appreciate you watching and supporting and joining me. Even if you can't make it live, it's fine. So if you're watching later on replay, hello, please do leave a comment and let me know you're watching, and ask any questions, because I'm going to be popping on, and hopefully I'll be able to answer all your questions. So just as a reminder about the last chance list, because I mentioned it yesterday, and a couple of people did ask me about it again later on. The last chance is Stampin' Up's promotion, and they're going to be updating the last chance products every 2 months from now on. So there's always going to be bargains to be had, but there's some things in there that are up to 70% off. So if you haven't done already, it's worth going and having a little look to see, because some of the prices are so good. There's some stamp sets for like £7 something. There's papers for £4 something. There's all sorts on there. So do have a look. So I'm going to get on with the crafting, and I'll chat while I'm crafting. Oh, the top. It's this is really, really old. I think this is probably nearly 10 years old, so it's a little bit tight now. It just about squeezes on, but there's a bit of a story behind the fox, which I'll explain. Let's get this going though. Okay, right. Day 4, paper strips. So I've got a couple of versions of the card here. They're very slightly different dies. I don't know if you can tell that, but this one uses the decorative trees dies, and do you know, I have done my usual. Oh, there, it's right. Panic over. I found it. I was just going to say I did my usual thing of putting something down and losing it immediately. But I've used these decorative tree dies for this one. This one uses a slightly different die set. It's from last year, and I can't even remember the name. I think it's Merriest Trees, I think. But I'm sure if you're a crafter, you've got some kind of die that cuts out a Christmas tree shape. And if not, you could do one by hand, draw one and cut it with scissors or a craft knife, or just go really simple with a triangle. So this is the die. It's just an outline of a tree. So I'm going to do one with different papers first of all. This one used the very gorgeous Season of Elegance papers, which you can still get. It's a speciality paper because it's got this lovely gold foiling. Look how it shines, and it's kind of like a painty effect, really, but that's really nice. Nice colours. And then this one used the Take a Bow papers, they're a little bit more modern style. So they're two slightly different styles, but we're going to do another one with the Season of Green and Gold papers, of which I've only got a little bit left now, a couple of sheets and a couple of scraps. So just about enough to do this card. But because of the greens and the golds, I just thought that'd work really well for this tree. So let's cut us some. I've done a card base already. That was just already in my stash. So that's Old Olive. And then I want just a layer of a dark colour that coordinates. And this is Mossy Meadow. So I'm going to do 14.3 by 10 centimetres to fit on that card base. And then I'm going to go with the vanilla because there's lots of, this one's got a white base, but the rest of them have got vanilla. And then the berries are vanilla as well. So there's vanilla in this card rather than white. So I quite like to use a coordinating neutral. So this one's just slightly smaller. It's 9.5 by 13.8. This is what we're going to cut the tree shape out of. And I do have my machine here, so let's just bring that over. I know it's a bit zoomed in. So cut the tree shape out. And that's your tree shaped window. So the strips, right, so I'm just going to start tearing some of these scraps. So you probably want 9 or 10. We'll see how we go. These are quite long, so I'll be cutting these down. Oh, that's the same. So remember the double-sided. So I might do a couple of each. Oh, I think that's my Stampin' Up order that was due yesterday. I'm just going to trim a little bit off this full sheet because I don't want to tear all the way down. So I'm just going to get a little torn. So this is a good way if you've got little scraps just left over from your crafting. You could just have a fun time having a little tear of these. Oh, I wonder if I could order a cup of tea because I didn't have time to make myself one before I came on here. That'll do for now. I'm just going to go on Facebook and just request a tea. I don't think I can. No, let's carry on. Sorry, getting distracted. Now, you want to lay your strips over, but a tip is to use your template as a guide, your window. Oh, what am I doing? Don't want to do that. And then just with a pen or a pencil, just be careful not to get pencil marks on your vanilla sheet, but I'm just making some marks on there so that I kind of know where I need to be putting my strips, so I know the extent, because I want to make sure it's all covered. So just get some glue on like that, and then you can start laying your strips. And then I like to alternate. Just make sure you kind of go a bit wider than where the tree was, just so you don't get any showing. It's very therapeutic, I don't know why. Just to fill up this lovely area with pretty papers. And then you can just test whether that's enough, and it is. Put that away. So I'm going to glue that on. I always build it up from the bottom upwards rather than creating my topper and then having to stick layers on my card base. I find that harder. I know some people prefer to do that, but I find it easier just to build it up from the base. Do I want a sentiment? So this is where I have to decide, because this one didn't. This just had some stars. This one did. If I can find one quickly, I'll do one. Just want just a little greeting. No, I feel like I just need a little strip. There's actually one that I've got here. This sentiment, if I can get it off the block, came from a kit. Wishing you a Merry Christmas, and I've kept the stamp because obviously you can keep the stamps forever. And it was the Cozy and Bright kit. Do you remember the one with the orange slices and the cinnamon sticks? It was a really popular kit, and so this stamp comes from that set, and I love it, and I'll always keep it. But I've actually got some of those kits left, you know, in stock, so I might put them on Facebook to see if anybody wants one reduced price. So this gets attached with dimensionals, and I'm still using up loads of these little edge bits. It's very satisfying to use up all your bits. If anybody's Facebook friends with Paul who's watching, can you message him and just say, could Kylie have a cup of tea, please? Okay. So now you've got that with the lovely strips behind, and it's really good to have some strips in there that have some of the foil, the metallic, because it just gives it that extra bit of shine. So The tree needs, I think, a star, a gold star. So let's find those dies again, because there's definitely a star in here somewhere. Yes, there it is. I'm sure I have a little scrap of gold foil somewhere. There we go. And let's use my little mini machine. It's really handy to have this machine on your desk. Just takes up so much less space. And if you only need small dies cutting, then why would you get your big one out? It's perfect. Okie doke. Find a mini one this time. Oh, Sharidi, you lost your way. Yeah, sometimes it can be tricky to find me. Okay, right, I'm going to show you a quick alternative using these new Hearts of Elegance dies. Hearts of Elegance is an online exclusive that got launched, I think, beginning of last month. So again, you won't see these in the catalogue, so don't be browsing through the catalogues to find this. This is online. But the suite comes with these papers, the heart dies, which are really useful. There's a stamp set and various coordinating products like these beautiful hearts, little shiny gold heart, sticky hearts. Gold twine, always useful. I mean, I love my linen thread, but this gold one is gorgeous. So I'm going to do, if I can quickly do one, with the heart die and the new papers. So let's get this big one. I might do the slightly smaller one because they're different sizes, the dies. Let's do just get a quick layer, and then I'll get my papers out and show you the papers because I've not even opened them yet. Fresh new pack of papers. Does anybody like the smell of them? I just have to show you these. It's like paint pouring. I used to do paint pouring. It's exactly what it's like. Yeah. Or you could use like a cake. Looks like, you know, marbled cake icing or something. Anyway, really nice papers. So let me get some. I'm just going to take a couple of sheets and do we'll do a couple of strips of this. And just tear them. see if I can tear two at once, just for speed. Good thing about it, doesn't have to be neat. Which is a bonus today. There we go, that'll do. So we need some cardstock layers, and let's go with cherry cobbler and cherry cobbler. I think would work on here. Find some. Yeah, red and let's do that. So 10 by 14.3 again. So I'm doing the same dimensions. Let's cut the heart. I'll just do this off to the side, just so that I don't have to move my. So I was actually going to tell you the story of my fox top. Well, quite a while ago now. 10 years ago, I took over a little shop in Shipley called Fox and the Magpie. And so for a while, I had that a few years. And so everything I had was fox themed for a while. So clothing, decorations, mugs, all sorts. So that's where the fox thing came from. And then eventually I changed my business name to Hello Crafter. But officially it's still Fox and the Magpie because it's a right pain to change it. Right, going speedily on here. I love how there's all kinds of pinks and reds and golds in here, so you can get different colours going on. Just one more, just for good measure. I've just realised I didn't stamp this one, did I? But we'll do something different on here because I don't want to stamp it now. I've got dimensionals on. That's really effective. Very tactile. So let us do instead a little strip. So oh, I might do. Let's do this lovely love. Lovely love stamp. Right, cherry cobbler, just to coordinate. A scrap of card somewhere. And I'm going to cut that out, fussy cut. I know some people love to fussy cut and some people hate to fussy cut. It's proper divisive technique, this one, but I quite enjoy it. When it's not too fiddly. Go around that L. And then let's get dimensionals on here. It's a shame to cover up that, but something smaller might have been better, but we'll see how it turns out. Okay, not a bad technique. Fun, actually. Very therapeutic. So, tutorials are going to be emailed out later today, as per the last few days. So get on the mailing list if you're not already on. The link's below the video. And I don't know how to switch around now. There we go. Oh, not that one.